Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you guys for coming today. It's an exciting day. We are welcoming the new Marriott-TownePlace suites in the city of Lancaster. Give them a hand. I'm going to introduce some folks up here. Vern told me we have a built-in timer. The sun is over there. By the time it gets to the first row, you're already, sorry, Jay. By the time it gets to the first row, we've spoken too long, so we'll get you out before you're in the sun. Up here we have with us, we have our Chairman of our Planning Commission, Mr. Jim Vose. Clap again. Rob Martin of Martin Properties. Nelson Mamey, Mamey Investment Corporation. Vince Roche, Cushman, Wakefield, Pacific. And we have Shani somewhere in the audience, right? Over there with TownePlace Suites. We also have Randy Rasmussen with TownePlace Suites, Lancaster. Randy. And we have Ricardo Godinez, Regional Director of Sales and Marketing for Intermountain. Thank you very much for coming up. It's a couple things. A lot of times, to do your job well, you have to be proud of what you do, and sometimes you got to brag a little bit. You know, and we in the city of Lancaster aren't immune to that, and we really try hard to be business friendly. And we don't mind telling people about that. We have a very good council when it comes to that. They're all entrepreneurs. And it's nice that our city was recognized as the only two-time winner of the Most Business-Friendly City Award in Los Angeles County. But that's us and other people in the business saying stuff about us. What we look at is what other people do and how they invest their money. And I think sometimes we look at things in isolation. Well, this is one opening, and there's another opening over here. But we need to look at the whole picture. This is part of the big picture. This is an incredible part of the big picture of the economy coming back and of Lancaster. Just this year, we're welcoming 2 major medical facilities, Kaiser and Los Angeles County. We welcomed 2 manufacturers, Morton Manufacturing and BYD. But this industry in particular is a great sign of the economy coming back. The hospitality industry, these folks are investing in the city of Lancaster. They're employing people from the city of Lancaster, and they're here because they believe in the city of Lancaster and the Antelope Valley and believe other people will come here for business, for pleasure and stuff. So this is a big, big, big day in the economic future of the city of Lancaster. We're very proud to be here and be part of this. And to tell you a little bit more, it's my pleasure to introduce the Chairman of our Planning Commission, Mr. Jim Vose.
Thank you, Mark, and welcome. On behalf of the City Council of the City of Lancaster, I have the opportunity this morning to welcome you all. A little bit about the hotel. First, this is the first hotel that's been built since 2007, demonstrating that we pulled out of the recession. This is according to Marvin Christ, who I'm pinch hitting for today. The idea of extended stay business travelers, they include studios, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, and full kitchens, large and flexible workspaces. This is the first 4-story facility built in Lancaster, hotel built in Lancaster. And it brings jobs, as Mark pointed out, which is one of our top priorities in this community. 25 new jobs are brought with this facility. Hotels do stimulate the economy, and this is the first phase of this project. The developer, Rob Martin, and I go back a couple of years. He was a lot younger. I was still mature. Rob and I worked in the real estate brokerage business and shared office space. I can't remember how long ago. That's because I'm too old, Rob. Maybe you'll remember how long ago it was. Rob's a fine individual, a great developer, and a great asset to this community. And I'm just very proud to be here this morning and to welcome all of you and this new facility on behalf of the Mayor and City Council. As Mark pointed out, Lancaster is a destination. Marriott is a symbol of Lancaster's rising importance in the travel destination. With our thriving aerospace and solar energy industries, We are witnessing a rising influx of businesses and casual investors to our city. As we drive around the community during the week and look at other hotel facilities, I'm sure you'll agree with me that those parking lots are full and their guest load is in excess of 90%, which is terrific, which should bring a great deal of success to this new facility. So on behalf of the Mayor again and City Council, it's my pleasure to welcome Marriott, Rob, to our facility, or to our community.
And one of the things about having a council full of entrepreneurs is they have to go out and practice entrepreneurism. So our mayor is at a trial, and our vice mayor had a incident come up that he had to deal with. So they send their regrets. The next person, as Jim said, is Rob Martin. And I've known Rob for a lot of years, and the thing I've always appreciated about Rob is he is a straight shooter. And you hear stories about developers that will tell you one thing and do another. Rob always does what he says he's going to do, and he does it better than you expect it to be done. He's a real gift to the Antelope Valley, and it's a pleasure to introduce Mr. Martin.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Jim. I'd like to congratulate Nelson Mamey and Lancaster Lodging for the completion of this beautiful home, beautiful hotel. Nelson, it's always a pleasure to work with you. Having done business in this community for over 30 years, I have a real appreciation for the City of Lancaster and their commitment for ensuring the success of projects that will better the community. The city has gone above and beyond to make this hotel a reality. I would like to thank Vern Lawson and Brian Ludicky for their assistance and encouragement, and a special thanks to Michelle Cantrell and Craig Earl in Public Works for their efforts in making this development a success. We look forward to further partnership with the city as we complete the balance of Lancaster Spectrum. I am really excited about this development. When completed, it will boast 180,000 square foot of retail shops. We feel that Lancaster is ready for a development featuring high-level architecture, using high-quality materials, lush landscaping, and abundant parking. Our regional location will attract the type of tenants that Lancaster residents deserve and have been asking for. We are committed to bringing additional dining experiences to the City of Lancaster and are diligently pursuing a regional or national restaurant chain to join us. Even though the recent economic slowdown has stalled many developments, I am happy to announce that we'll be breaking ground next week on the next phase of this development. It'll be a 13,000 square foot retail building right on the hard corner of 20th Street West and J8 and in front of this beautiful hotel. Thank you. We are really excited about that. I also would like to introduce Vince Roche with Cushman and Wakefield. Vince, you'll be speaking here shortly, but I wanted to give you a special acknowledgement. Vince will be working on the leasing and marketing of this project as we go forward. Vince has been a longtime friend, and his team is a great asset to us. Vince has been responsible for bringing great new tenants to the Antelope Valley and other developments around town. So I am very excited for what is in store for Lancaster in the future, and I'm very happy to be a part of it. Thank you all for commemorating this event with us.
I appreciate Rob thanking our staff. We have an amazing staff, and it's a pleasure to get up here and on behalf of staff, really partake in this and participate. But this is all the work of our staff. We have wonderful staff. Next person I just had the pleasure of meeting, but nothing happens without people being willing to put their assets and their money into a project. And that means that people believe in our community. And this next person believes in the Antelope Valley, and it's Mr. Nelson Mamey.
Thank you for this wonderful celebration on the opening of the TownePlace Suites by Marriott. On behalf of the ownership, this hotel, and as part of the development team, it has been a pleasure to work with the City of Lancaster in developing the site. This hotel was originally scheduled to be built in 2008. But with the economic crisis the franchisee was unable to find funding. However, our government back in the early 1990s started a program called EB-5, which was a foreign investor program to promote foreign investment here in the United States and also to create U.S. jobs. Over the past 20 years, over $6 billion has been brought in through this program, foreign investment to invest in programs here in the United States and create hundreds of thousands of U.S. jobs. In 2010, we began the process of turning this site into an EB-5 opportunity. With the help of our partner American Life out of Seattle and Intermountain out of Louisiana, we were able to put this project together. And 2 years ago this month, in June of 2012, we went to market with the hotel and retail site. And in less than 30 days, we found 36 foreign investors willing to invest $500,000 each, $18 million total, to make this site a reality and to make this hotel a reality. The hotel is the first phase of this EB-5 program. The second phase will be the retail and the restaurant in front. And thanks to Rob Martin and his help on the development team, this has become a reality. On behalf of the ownership of Lancaster Lodging, its EB-5 partners, American Life out of Seattle, and Intermountain Management, with Randy, the general manager, Shani, the sales manager, and Ricardo, the regional manager, who are all sales manager, who are all here today. We want to thank the city for their help in making this project a reality. Thank you.
In keeping with the theme concept, everyone has a role, and to have a strong team, every part of that team has to be strong and do their part. Vince Roche is part of that team. He's the person out there every day singing the praises of the Antelope Valley, telling companies what a wonderful place this is to do business, and he knows the Antelope Valley as well as anyone I know. So it's a pleasure to introduce Mr. Vince Roche.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that, and thank you, Rob, for your kind words, and Jim, you as well. As Mark indicated, I've had the privilege of working with the City of Lancaster for approximately 25 years in putting together new developments and leasing or releasing and redeveloping existing properties and so forth. And as you've heard from the various remarks, and as we all know intuitively, it does take a team effort to attract capital to a market, to develop a team that wants to accomplish a new project. And that's really what this represents. When Rob bought this property, we felt it had freeway visibility, it had freeway access, it had lots of street frontage, and really had great neighboring uses, retail and office uses around it. So we felt like it was a property that was ideally suited for really multi-use or a multi-purpose type property. None of us knew at the time the economy would have the struggles that it did. But nonetheless, we persevered, and I want to just specifically recognize Vern Lawson and Mark and Brian Ludicky, who I have worked with for years now, and where we would meet early on in a project and talk about a concept and gain their support and gain their allegiance when we have this vision of some sort, and knowing that we can come and work with them along the way to bring about a project. So when we found out hospitality was a good use, and then we'll have retail and we'll have some other, neighboring uses that will complement each other. Anyway, it's always nice to know as these businesses and developers are investing that we have a city that is going to be cooperative, is going to be responsive, is not going to lower their standards, but hold to their high standards, but work with you and give you quick answers and find ways to not be an obstacle, but to be to not impede growth or development, but to facilitate it and provide nice quality projects. So we look forward to announcing some new users for the project here on the south end of the rest of the property, and we look forward to leasing the building out in front that they're going to start on construction with next week. And as I said, we enjoy working within the city and working on these retail projects and bringing new retailers, new developers, new investors to the community. So we appreciate you supporting this opening, and Marriott is a premier flag, if not probably the premierest flag in all of the hospitality industry. So when they make a commitment and to a project, it speaks volumes. So we're delighted to have them, and we welcome them.
Thank you, Vince. And you're correct about Marriott. Marriott being part of the Antelope Valley is a big deal. And the fact that day to day this property is going to be defined by this anchor and how well it's run. And it's going to be run spectacularly. As an unpaid announcement, I am a Marriott Rewards member, and I'm telling you, if you've never, my son goes and he studies hospitality, they're the ones that are used as the premier example of how to run a flag and how to run a rewards program and how to be in the hospitality industry. This is the cream of the crop. So it's a pleasure to introduce Miss Shawnee Gobin. Shawnee?
Good morning. How's everybody? Good? It's nice to have you guys here. Thank you so much. On behalf of the owners of Lancaster Lodging, Intermountain Management, the general manager, Randy, our entire staff and myself, we want to welcome you to the TownePlace Suites Lancaster. When the city asked us if they could do a press conference, I was floored. Why? And then I realized they're the friendliest city, and so they're welcoming us with open arms. We are excited to be a part of this wonderful city and all it has for all of our guests. When the hotel joined the chamber, we were welcomed enthusiastically. And I was told several times, call us if you need anything. I think they're sick of hearing from me now. It's so wonderful to see all of you out here today and to welcome our hotel to the amazing city. I hope you'll all join us later after everything is done for some refreshments. I want to thank Kinetic Brewing for coming to my rescue and Chef Mike for the amazing appetizers and refreshments and desserts that you all will see and taste. Thank you so much for taking your time out of your busy day to join us, and welcome to the new TownePlace Suites Lancaster by Marriott.
Part of the team is the other businesses in the community and how they welcome and how they support and how they are able to help each other in what they do. And we're blessed with someone representing our Lancaster Chamber who cares deeply about Lancaster and the Antelope Valley, has been part of us for a long time, and who does an amazing job. It's a pleasure to introduce Miss Sandy Smith, and I think she has a proclamation for these folks.
Thank you, Mark. The Lancaster Chamber of Commerce has undergone a few major changes this year. One of them being, we talked about the economic turnaround. We've had a net gain of 55 new members in the last 11 months. So we're very, very happy that that Marriott TownePlace Suites is one of those new members. They walked in the door probably around 3-4 months ago, and it's true. Instant connection. We've done a lot of work together, and I'm really happy to say too, I'm going to give away your secret here. Shani is even going to become a chamber ambassador. So she's all about the chamber and all about the city and has just integrated greatly. So Shani, if you could come over here, I'd like to present you with a certificate of recognition. We will be back to do your ribbon cutting in the next few weeks.
Yes.
And thank you so much for joining the chamber, and we're really, really happy to have you here in more ways than one.
Thank you.
So.
Thank you.
Yes, and it is presented to Marriott-TownePlace Suites. Lancaster City Council offers their congratulations on your grand opening, June 5th, 2000.
That concludes our press conference. A lot of times people leave right afterwards. Please don't do that. Please take a few moments to look at this amazing property. It's going to really, it's going to wow you. Thank you guys all for coming.